Hi guys, this is Zorina, your host at Healnlearn.com and at the Grow and Learn podcast. Today I'm continuing with episode 5 of Uncover the Real Human series, and today we're going to be talking about family and about our energetic connection to family, how it influences us, what we can do to get detached or to get attached or to improve our relationships with family. So I'm going to be talking about family constellations, a topic that I've touched at the beginning, at the start of this channel about 2 years ago. And I'm going to be talking about blood transfusions and how blood is connected in the family and stuff like that. It's not going to be a long talk, but do stick. You're going to enjoy it, hopefully. And if you do, give it a thumbs up. So it seems that this period of time between last week and this week has brought a lot of family issues, according to my observation. So before every talk, I basically observe what people are talking about, telling me what is happening in my life, and this is how I choose to speak about a particular topic. And it's not like I prepare too much. It's just that things come to me as information, and then I wrap them around my existing knowledge. Sometimes I check information that is out there. So the thing is, this past week marked the passing away of a family member from my extended family, so not direct family. And my son actually showed signs that I had experienced previously with the passing away of members of my own family in the past 7 years. So in the past 7 years, I had all my grandparents pass away, and every time before the moment of passing away, I felt an extreme energetic pressure. So it was either like I was bursting out and having a fight with somebody, or I really felt an extreme energetic pressure, something like it doesn't happen very often, right? And right after I found out, so this would usually happen about half an hour before the actual hour of the passing away of this family member. And I noticed it was like a trend, it was undeniable. So what I noticed with my son now was exactly the same thing, but I knew what was going on. So I knew that a family member from my extended family was struggling for their life. And I was observing my son, and he had he's almost 4, and he had an extreme nervous energy about him that same day. So I was already acquainted of how things work, and I knew that until this energy was released, until the soul was released, the people that were connected along the bloodline were experiencing it in some way. Or at least this is how I've experienced, and this is what I've observed with my son. And so it brings me to bloodlines now, and not the bloodlines of conspiracy or anything like that, but how does blood react? And you probably know that blood has been used for casting spells and for magic rituals throughout the centuries. It is because blood as a part of your body is still energetically connected to you. So when you donate blood, in some cases, if you're very sensitive, or you may notice that your body feels differently, and it won't be because of the blood itself, but if it has been transfused in somebody else, it may start reacting to this other person's energy until they assimilate it in their body, right? Until they start producing their own blood, and your blood actually that is in their body dissipates. So blood reacts, even if and DNA reacts. So your blood contains your DNA, of course, and if there's a family member to whom you're connected through your DNA, so a DNA connection, not an in-law or anybody like that. If something happens in their life, you're going to be able to feel it energetically if you allow yourself to sense these things in the energy, because very often we assign the signs to something else, to a coincidence usually, or to whatever else, just because we don't want to notice. But if you start noticing, you will see that if you're thinking about a family member, if you're well connected, they'll get in contact. You're going to start feeling what is happening, how they feel, what is happening in their life. So the blood connection is very strong, the DNA connection. But the good thing is, I would call it a good thing, is that you can decide on your own to disconnect from it. You can decide to pull your energy away from your blood. You can make the disconnect between the matter and the soul part, the energetic part of this blood. So even if you donate blood, you can actually connect to God and ask for this energy to be pulled back to you. The same is what you do with clothes. When you donate clothes, you don't give the clothes away with your energy, with your kinetic energy, but rather you donate by first cleansing them, either with a ritual or just with a statement, with your intention. Your intention is more than enough, actually. Your pure desire, pure intention and belief that what you're doing is for real, that you're not making it up, that you're actually doing something that works. So the same way as you do it for the blood, you can do it for your clothes. So now this brings me to the family connections that are energetic connections. Some time ago, about 2 years ago, I spoke briefly about family constellations, the family constellations method to improve the connection within your family. And the family constellations method is considered somewhat esoteric, but it's used a lot in Europe with psychologists that are professional psychologists. And I consider it simply a variation of many other methods that exist. So maybe they have been derived from the family constellation method. The silver method that I teach in a lot of my courses, onto which the Healnlearn method steps on or is based on, uses some concepts, some principles from the family constellations method as well. So let me explain briefly what this family constellations method is. It assumes that we as a family, be it a small unit or a larger unit, up to the 4th generation back, and sometimes up to the 12th generation back, influence each other. And there is a connection, a light connection between all our family members. And if this light connection, this is a light connection comprised of love and respect. So if this connection is broken, then there's a void, there's a black hole in this family unit, in this constellation, and a lot of energy goes there. So it is the source of a lot of friction. It is the source of misfortunes in life sometimes. Sometimes it may seem disconnected. So you might be misfortunate in your income because you're treating with disrespect or with a lack of love a family member, let's say a brother, right? So the constellations method uses a play, so like a theater play, where people go into the energies of family members. You can ask other people to step in. Usually this is done with a facilitator, but let me explain how it works with a facilitator, and then I'll explain how you can do it for yourself. So a facilitator takes a group of people and asks you to designate everybody in the group to a family member. So you tell them the story first, and the facilitator decides who will play the role of your mom, who will play the role of your dad, who will play the role of your grandparents, and whoever else is involved in the picture. So once they designate this, it's like the person almost receives a download, an energetic download of how this other person feels, how they react, what their attitude is towards you or towards another family member. And while you're participating in this family constellation, you can actually observe and understand much better what is behind a certain reaction in a family member, or behind a certain situation that you cognitively didn't understand before. And so you understand it on a much deeper level now, on an energetic level. And once you understand it, you can correct it. So what the facilitator does is they ask you to now rearrange the ideal picture as it would be in your family unit, so as to correct this missing link of respect and love to the family member. So the family member that was deprived of respect and love. And, you know, bear in mind that we very often have overlapping families. So if you have children from different fathers, then you participate in both family constellations. You know, you still participate in the family constellation of your ex-partner and in the family constellation of the new partner, because your children participate in both family constellations and you're still connected. So it is complex, but at the same time, it is not. Depending on what problem you're working on, you focus on your consciousness on the particular part of this family constellation that you need to fix. So I would suggest you research a bit more about the method, but the way to solve it is to change your perspective, or to change the perspective of the people that participate in this particular situation that you're trying to fix or that is problematic. So you will rearrange their physical positions, and you would start experiencing with your heart feelings of love. You would start remedying this broken link that is supposed to bring respect and love to this person that was previously excluded. The way to do it on your own, if you don't have anybody else to help you, or if you don't have a group or a facilitator, is to have a before and after picture or a drawing of how the family situation would look like. So you take a piece of paper, you draw. I'm gonna have to draw badly, but okay. So you imagine you're drawing a family with a mother. You can draw very basic things. A father, a mother. Then you may draw them angry, so not facing each other, or you can draw, let's say, the lover of the grandfather or something like that. So this is the outgoing picture where you're stemming from. Then you start correcting it in your mind. What would your ideal picture look like? So where was the love missing? Was your mom angry at her dad, for example, because he cheated with and left the family? So you would have to remedy that. So you remedy this relationship towards the dad of your mom and towards his new wife. So you would have to understand them and repair this whole situation in your head with your consciousness. This is all it takes. You don't have to call them or do anything. And then you draw the new picture as you would like it to be. So you can draw hugging people. You can draw your mom feeling secure and leaning on your dad, or however you would like to represent this newly created picture. So this is this picture of the family constellation will be somewhat covered by the picture of the blood connection between people, because most of these people will be your bloodline anyhow. But you see, the new wife, let's say, of your dad will not be your bloodline, but she still participates in your family constellation. So you can influence people that are connected to you through energetics and not through blood. They're still a part of your family, depending on what you want to remedy. And you can separate yourself as well. So the purpose of this method is not to separate us from one another as a family, but rather to restore the connection between the family members. And bear in mind, if you go back 12 generations, this is a quite big family, and sometimes you would need to remedy broken relationships back in your family. But again, if you don't know the history of your family, that would be difficult, and you might need a facilitator to help you with that. Usually you work with up to 4 generations back. It's interesting because whenever you remedy a certain family connection, a lot of things in your life change. And I had recently a talk for the Grow and Learn podcast with Mark Azoulay, who is a family dynamics psychologist, and he facilitates healing within teams in businesses. And the talk was called Recreating Family Dynamics at Work. So what we tend to do is we recreate exactly the same family dynamics as we have in the family to other social circumstances, such as your work environment, your team there, or elsewhere. If you're into astrology, you would know that whenever your sun or whatever other planet signifies your father is hurt, then this also somehow translates to a certain extent, or could translate, let's not be deterministic here, but could translate to an impairment with the relationship with superiors or at your work, your career. So we are all connected on very different levels, and it doesn't take a lot. It actually takes your focus and intention to understand where the problem comes from, to learn your lesson, to remedy the missing link, and to go on with your life the way you want to. We are connected. Yes, we should give love and respect to the people we are connected with. We can choose to have our spiritual families. It doesn't mean that you're forever stuck with your own family and you forever need to stay there. But energetically, you're always connected. You should remember that. Even if you don't realize it, the energetic connection stays, and it should stay. Because if you consciously cut it, there will be a void there. You're not coming on Earth in isolation, right? So your whole family, and in addition, your spiritual family, or if they coincide, even the better, is coming with a similar mission. Your missions might be a bit different, but you're still running along the same lines or similar lines of what your purpose is on Earth. All right. So tonight I'm talking to Alfredo Diaz, Cards of Truth and holistic coach. We're going to be going live at 8:30 p.m. CET, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. So do join us. He can answer your questions using the Cards of Truth while we are live. So just log on to Healnlearn and or subscribe and hit the bell, and you'll receive a notification whenever we come live. Also, today I'd like to say happy birthday to Shaman Joe Greenland, and all the amazing wishes, whatever he wishes to come true. And do join us for meditation and channeling. You can go to healnlearn.com on page Home Study and subscribe for meditation and channeling live group that we hold every Wednesday with Shaman Joe and his partner Cindy. That's always great. You can come and join for one session only, or choose a subscription. A monthly subscription entitles you to join us every Wednesday, and you get a short mini clearing, personal mini clearing as well from Shaman Joe. Thank you very much. Do leave your comments below. Any experiences with family around the eclipse, I'm happy to hear. Thank you.